2027 is closer than you think. And the person you become before it arrives will determine whether it's just the best year of your life or just another year full of regret. Think about that for a moment. By the time 2027 begins, someone who started with less money than you, fewer opportunities than you, and more obstacles than you will completely transform their life. They won't be smarter. They'll simply make better decisions while everyone else keeps waiting for the right time. The scary part? Most people won't realize they're wasting their future until it's already too late. So before 2027 gets here, there are 8 critical things you absolutely must improve. Ignore them, and you could spend the next few years repeating the same mistakes. But master them, and you won't just change your next year. You could completely change the course of your life. Stay with me until the end, because the 8th improvement is the one that gives meaning to the other 7, and it's the reason many hardworking people never achieve the success they're chasing. Before 2027 arrives, you have a choice to make. You can keep repeating the same year with a different number on the calendar, or you can become a different person, living a completely different life. Most people believe a new year changes everything. It doesn't. A new year only gives you a new opportunity. The person you become determines whether that opportunity turns into success or regret. Think about it. Every January, millions of people make promises. They promise to get healthier. They promise to become financially free. They promise to read more books, spend more time with family, build a business, and finally chase their dreams. Yet by the end of the year, most of those promises have disappeared. Why? Because they tried to change their results without changing themselves. Life doesn't reward good intentions. Life rewards growth. The future doesn't belong to the person who wants success. It belongs to the person who becomes worthy of success. If you want a better 2027, don't focus on changing the calendar. Focus on changing your character. The first thing you must improve before 2027 is your mindset. Everything you have today began as a thought. Every business started as an idea. Every invention existed in someone's imagination before it became reality. Every breakthrough first happened in the mind. If your thinking remains limited, your future will remain limited. Stop telling yourself that you can't. Stop saying you're too old, too young, too late, too broke, or too inexperienced. Those aren't facts. They're beliefs. And beliefs create behavior. Successful people don't think differently because they have better lives. They have better lives because they learn to think differently. They see problems as opportunities. They see obstacles as lessons. They see failure as education instead of defeat. Ask yourself every morning, what would the best version of me think about this situation? That one question can completely transform your decisions. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't plant positive thoughts intentionally, negative thoughts will grow automatically. Your life follows the direction of your strongest thoughts. If you improve your thinking before 2027, everything else begins to improve naturally. The second thing you must improve is your daily discipline. People love motivation because motivation feels exciting, but motivation is temporary. Discipline is dependable. You don't become successful because you feel like working. You become successful because you work, even when you don't feel like it. Imagine 2 people standing at the same starting line. One waits until they feel inspired. The other simply follows a routine every single day. After 1 year, who do you think will be further ahead? Consistency beats intensity. You don't need to be extraordinary every day. You simply need to be consistent every day. Read 10 pages every day. Exercise every day. Learn something new every day. Save money every day. Improve your craft every day. Small actions seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they create extraordinary results. A single workout won't transform your body. A single book won't transform your mind. A single investment won't make you wealthy. But hundreds of disciplined actions over time can completely change your future. Your habits are quietly creating the life you'll experience in 2027. Choose them carefully. The third thing you must improve is your ability to create value. Many people spend more time asking, how can I make more money, than asking, how can I become more valuable? Money is simply a reflection of value exchanged in the marketplace. The more problems you solve, the more opportunities you create for yourself. Instead of spending hours scrolling through social media, spend that time learning a skill. Learn communication. Learn sales. Learn leadership. Learn marketing. Learn technology. Learn investing. Learn how to solve difficult problems. The marketplace pays people who make life easier for others. Don't chase money. Chase mastery. Become so skilled that opportunities begin chasing you. Every book you read increases your value. Every course you complete increases your value. Every conversation with successful people increases your value. Never stop becoming a student, because the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. The fourth thing you must improve is your relationship with time. Time is the one resource every person receives equally. Rich people cannot buy more hours. Poor people cannot lose more than 24 hours in a day. Everyone gets the same amount. The difference is how those hours are invested. Some people invest time, others spend it. Successful people understand that today's decisions create tomorrow's reality. Ask yourself honestly, where does your time go? How many hours disappear into entertainment? How many disappear into complaining? How many disappear into worrying about things you cannot control? Imagine investing just 2 focused hours every day into learning, building, creating, or improving yourself. That's over 700 hours in 1 year. Imagine entering 2027 with over 1,000 hours invested in becoming better. You would be nearly unrecognizable. Protect your mornings. Protect your evenings. Protect your focus, because every distraction steals a piece of your future. The fifth thing you must improve is your financial habits. Many people work hard, but never build wealth because they never learn how money works. Income is important. Saving is important. But investing is what allows money to begin working for you. Stop buying things to impress people who aren't paying your bills. Stop confusing appearance with prosperity. Real wealth often looks ordinary. Wealth is built through wise decisions repeated consistently. Spend less than you earn. Save intentionally. Invest consistently. Increase your skills. Create additional income streams. Think long-term instead of living only for today. Financial freedom doesn't happen overnight. It happens one wise decision at a time. The sixth thing you must improve is your relationships. The people closest to you influence your thinking more than you realize. Spend enough time around negative people, and negativity begins to sound normal. Spend enough time around ambitious people, and growth becomes your standard. Choose relationships that encourage your purpose. Choose conversations that challenge your thinking. Choose mentors who inspire action instead of excuses. And remember, improving relationships also means becoming someone worth having as a friend. Be trustworthy. Keep your promises. Listen more than you speak. Celebrate other people's success. Offer value before expecting value. Strong relationships often open doors that talent alone never could. The seventh thing you must improve is your communication. Your ideas have little impact if you cannot communicate them effectively. Learn to speak with confidence. Learn to listen with intention. Learn to ask better questions. Whether you're leading a business, raising a family, building a career, or serving your community, communication determines influence. People don't simply buy products. They buy confidence. They buy clarity. They buy trust. Every conversation is an opportunity to create value. Every conversation is an opportunity to build influence. Practice expressing your thoughts clearly. Practice encouraging others. Practice speaking life instead of negativity. Words have the power to build futures or destroy possibilities. Use yours wisely. The eighth and final thing you must improve before 2027 is your purpose. Without purpose, achievement feels empty. Many people spend years climbing a ladder only to discover it was leaning against the wrong wall. Ask yourself why you want success. Is it only for comfort, or is it because you want to make a difference? Purpose gives pain meaning. Purpose gives sacrifice direction. Purpose gives discipline endurance. When your purpose is clear, distractions become easier to ignore. You stop chasing every opportunity because you know exactly what you're building. Every morning, remind yourself why you started. Every evening, ask yourself whether today's actions moved you closer to your purpose. Your purpose becomes the compass that guides every decision. Now imagine yourself standing on the first day of 2027. Imagine looking back over the previous months. Would you be proud of the person you became? Would you thank yourself for the books you read, the habits you built, The excuses you eliminated, the skills you learned, the discipline you developed, the relationships you strengthened, and the purpose you pursued? Or would you wish you had started sooner? The truth is, your future is being built right now. Not tomorrow, not next Monday, not next month. Today. Every decision matters. Every habit matters. Every hour matters. Every thought matters. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need permission. You don't need luck. You need commitment. Because the version of you that will succeed in 2027 is created by the choices you make before 2027 ever arrives. So start today. Improve your mindset. Strengthen your discipline. Increase your value. Protect your time. Master your finances. Build meaningful relationships. Communicate with confidence. Live with purpose. If you commit to these 8 improvements consistently, you won't simply enter 2027 hoping for a better life. You'll enter 2027 already living one. The first thing you must improve before 2027 is your mind, because every change you want to see in your life begins there. People often believe that changing their environment will change their future. They think a better job, more money, a new city, or the right opportunity will finally transform everything. But the truth is, lasting success doesn't begin with a change of location. It begins with a change of thinking. You can move to a different place, switch careers, or even surround yourself with successful people, but if your mindset stays the same, your results will eventually return to where they were before. Your life will always follow the direction of your thinking. Every achievement starts as an idea. Every invention, every successful business, every powerful movement, and every extraordinary life began with someone believing something was possible before anyone else did. The greatest limitation most people face is not a lack of resources. It's a lack of belief. They underestimate what they can become because their mind spent years listening to doubt instead of possibility. They allow past failures to define future expectations. They let fear write the story of their lives before they've even taken the first step. The reality is that your mind is either your greatest asset or your biggest obstacle. Every day, you're having conversations with yourself. Those conversations shape your confidence, influence your decisions, and ultimately determine your future. If you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, you'll hesitate when opportunities appear. If you convince yourself that success is only for other people, you'll unconsciously avoid the very actions that lead to success. But when you begin replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones, something remarkable happens. Your actions begin to change because your expectations begin to change. Stop saying, "I can't." Replace it with, "How can I?" Stop focusing on what you lack and start focusing on what you can learn. Every successful person was once inexperienced. Every expert was once a beginner. Every confident speaker once struggled to find the right words. Growth doesn't come from already knowing everything. It comes from being willing to learn, adapt, and improve. Feed your mind with books that challenge you, conversations that inspire you, and ideas that expand your perspective. Protect your mind from constant negativity, endless complaining, and voices that encourage mediocrity. Your thoughts are seeds, and your life is the harvest. Plant fear, and you'll harvest hesitation. Plant faith, discipline, and possibility, and you'll harvest confidence, action, and success. Before you try to upgrade your income, your career, or your lifestyle, upgrade the way you think, because the quality of your life will never consistently rise above the quality of your mindset. The moment your thinking grows, your future begins to grow with it. Success is rarely the result of one dramatic decision. More often, it is the outcome of hundreds of small decisions made consistently over time. That's why the second thing you must improve before 2027 is your daily habits and your discipline. Your future is not determined by what you do once in a while. It is determined by what you do every single day. The life you live tomorrow is being built by the routines you follow today. If your daily habits remain unchanged, don't expect your future to look different. Your routines are writing the story of your life, one day at a time. Many people wait until they feel motivated before they take action, but motivation is one of the most unreliable forces in life. Some mornings you'll wake up feeling inspired, and other mornings you won't. If your progress depends on your emotions, your results will always be inconsistent. Discipline is what keeps you moving when motivation disappears. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. That's what separates people who dream about success from those who actually achieve it. Imagine two people with the same goal. One waits for the perfect mood, the perfect timing, and the perfect circumstances. The other simply shows up every day, whether they feel excited or exhausted. After a year, the difference between them is enormous. Not because one was more talented, but because one was more consistent. Greatness isn't built through occasional bursts of effort. It is built through faithful repetition of the right actions. Take an honest look at your daily routine. What do you do during the first hour after you wake up? What do you spend your evenings doing? How much time disappears into distractions that add no value to your future? Every habit is either building the life you want or quietly taking you further away from it. There is no neutral routine. Every repeated action is creating momentum in one direction or another. Start with small habits that are easy to maintain. Read a few pages every day instead of waiting to finish an entire book in one sitting. Exercise consistently instead of trying to transform your body in a single week. Save a small amount of money regularly instead of waiting until you have extra income. Spend time learning new skills every day instead of hoping success will arrive on its own. Small disciplines may seem insignificant at first, but over time they produce extraordinary results. Remember, successful people aren't successful because they have better intentions. They're successful because they have better systems. They create routines that make success inevitable. They don't negotiate with their goals every morning. They decide once, build habits around that decision, and let consistency do the heavy lifting. If you truly want your life to look different before 2027, stop chasing motivation and start building discipline. Your habits are shaping the person you're becoming, and if you improve them today, your future will reward you for years to come. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that more money automatically creates a better life. In reality, money usually follows value. Before you focus on increasing your income, focus on increasing the value you bring to the world. The marketplace has always rewarded people who solve meaningful problems, scarve pros, create useful solutions, and develop skills that others need. If you become more valuable than you were yesterday, your opportunities naturally begin to multiply. That's why, before 2027 arrives, you must make a commitment to improve your value, strengthen your skills, and grow your financial wisdom. Ask yourself a simple question. Why should someone pay me more next year than they pay me today? The answer isn't because you've worked longer or because you want a better life. The answer is because you've become more capable of producing better results. The world rewards contribution, not just effort. Hard work is important, but hard work without growth eventually reaches a ceiling. Continuous learning removes that ceiling and opens doors you never imagined possible. Every new skill you develop becomes another tool that can create opportunities. Learn how to communicate clearly. Learn how to solve problems efficiently. Learn how to lead people with integrity. Learn how to negotiate, manage your time, understand technology, market ideas, and make wise decisions under pressure. These skills continue to pay you long after you learned them because they increase your ability to create value in every area of life. The more problems you can solve, the more valuable you become, and the more valuable you become, the more difficult it is for opportunities to ignore you. Never allow yourself to believe that education ends when school ends. Some of the most successful people in the world have made lifelong learning a daily habit. Read books that expand your thinking. Listen to people who challenge your perspective. Invest in courses, training, and experiences that help you grow. Every page you read, every lesson you apply, and every skill you master becomes part of your future success. Knowledge alone won't change your life, but applied knowledge has the power to transform everything. At the same time, develop financial wisdom. Earning money is only one part of the equation. Learning how to manage it is equally important. Many people increase their income, but never improve their financial condition because every sired extra dollar is matched by extra spending. Financial freedom isn't determined by how much you make. It's determined by how wisely you manage what you already have. Learn the difference between spending and investing. Build the habit of saving before spending. Let your money work for you instead of constantly working only for money. Think long-term instead of living from one paycheck to the next. Make decisions today that your future self will thank you for. Invest in assets that grow over time. Avoid unnecessary debt whenever possible. Live below your means while building above your expectations. Wealth is rarely created through one lucky moment. It is usually built through thousands of wise decisions, repeated consistently over many years. The person who enters 2027 with greater knowledge, stronger skills, and better financial habits will not only have more opportunities, but will also be prepared to make the most of them. Success isn't about chasing money. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts greater opportunities because of the value you bring. Improve yourself every single day, and you'll discover that as your value increases, your confidence grows, your influence expands, and your financial future becomes stronger than you ever thought possible. One of the most valuable things you can do before 2027 is learn to protect three things that determine the direction of your entire life: your time, your relationships, and your purpose. Most people lose their future long before they lose their opportunities. They lose it through distractions, unhealthy influences, and a lack of direction. Success is not only about what you start doing, it is also about what you stop allowing to steal your energy, your focus, and your potential. Your time is your most limited resource. Money can be earned again. Opportunities can appear again. But once an hour is gone, it never comes back. Every day you wake up with 24 hours, and those hours are either being invested or spent. The problem is that many people give their best hours to things that produce no lasting result. They scroll endlessly, react to every notification, and fill their day with activities that keep them busy but never move them forward. Then they wonder why another year passed without real progress. Start treating your time like an investment. Protect your mornings from unnecessary distractions. Protect your evenings from habits that drain your energy. Create moments each day for learning, planning, and building. Even one focused hour used consistently can completely change your future. The difference between average and exceptional is often not talent. It is how intentionally time is used. At the same time, protect your relationships. The people around you influence your thinking more than you realize. If you spend most of your time with people who complain, make excuses, and avoid growth, that mindset eventually becomes normal to you. But when you surround yourself with people who challenge you, encourage you, and believe in improvement, your standards begin to rise. Relationships are either pulling you toward your future or pulling you away from it. Choose friends who celebrate your progress instead of resenting it. Listen to mentors who speak wisdom instead of negativity. Build connections with people who inspire action. And remember, protecting relationships also means becoming a better person yourself. Be trustworthy. Keep your word. Show gratitude. Encourage others. The strongest relationships are built on value, integrity, and mutual growth. Most importantly, protect your purpose. Without purpose, even success can feel empty. Purpose is the reason you keep going when motivation fades. It gives meaning to sacrifice and direction to discipline. When your purpose is clear, you stop chasing every distraction because you know what matters most. You begin making decisions based on the future you want instead of the emotions you feel in the moment. Ask yourself, what am I building my life around? If the answer is unclear, take time to discover it before 2027 arrives. A person with a clear purpose can endure challenges that would stop someone who is simply drifting through life. Purpose becomes the compass that guides your choices, protects your focus, and keeps you moving forward when the road gets difficult. Your future will be shaped by what you protect today. Protect your time, because it is your life in measurable form. Protect your relationships because they influence who you become. Protect your purpose because it gives every day meaning. If you guard these three areas wisely, you will not enter 2027 feeling lost, distracted, or behind. You will enter it with clarity, strength, and a life that is moving intentionally in the direction you were created to go. As we come to the end of this message, remember this: 2027 isn't waiting for you. Every single day It's getting closer. The question isn't whether time will move forward. The question is whether you will. One day, you'll wake up and realize that 2027 has finally arrived. On that day, you'll either look back with pride because you chose growth over comfort, discipline over excuses, and purpose over distraction. Or you'll look back with regret, wondering where all the time went. Your future isn't being decided next year. It's being decided today. Every book you read is shaping your mind. Every habit you build is shaping your character. Every skill you learn is increasing your value. Every dollar you save and invest is strengthening your future. Every relationship you nurture is influencing the person you're becoming. Every hour you protect is bringing you one step closer to the life you desire. And every decision you make is casting a vote for the person you'll be when 2027 finally arrives. Never underestimate the power of small, consistent improvements. A tiny change repeated every day becomes a massive transformation over time. Success is rarely one giant leap. It's thousands of ordinary decisions made with extraordinary consistency. That's how average people create extraordinary lives. So don't leave this message feeling motivated for a few hours. Leave with a decision. Decide that from this moment forward, you'll think bigger, act smarter, learn faster, manage your time wisely, protect your purpose, and become more valuable than you were yesterday. Because here's the truth. The world doesn't reward the person who wishes for a better future. It rewards the person who prepares for it. Imagine yourself standing on the first morning of 2027. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing someone who is stronger, wiser, healthier, more disciplined, more financially secure, and more confident than ever before. Imagine knowing that you didn't get there by chance. You got there because you made the right choices when everyone else was making excuses. That version of you already exists. The only thing standing between who you are today and who you could become by 2027 is the decisions you make after this video ends. So don't wait for another Monday. Don't wait for another month. Don't wait for another new year. Start today. Start with one habit, one book, one skill, one decision. Then repeat it tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. Because if you improve just 1% every day, by the time 2027 arrives, people won't recognize the old version of you, and neither will you. Your future is calling. Your purpose is waiting. Your opportunity is already here. Now it's your move.